Undefeated 6-0, but Bert's kid tonight is up against a tough opponent in Pop Nance, a Joe Frazier look-alike out of Trenton, New Jersey. But first, let's take a look at Bert's kid, David Sears. We last saw him in Atlantic City in September against Harry Savage. Sears had a tough test in Savage. In fact, it ended as an 8th-round decision for Sears. But here's a few thoughts on the kid. He has a good right hand. He's what they call a boxer puncher, and he can take a punch. But tonight, if the young light heavyweight is to be taken seriously at all by the boxing crowd, he will have to fight a commanding bout against Nance. Nance will be rugged. In fact, it may be Sears' toughest test to date against Pop Nance. We'll see. Having Bert Young on your side is certainly an incentive. There is no doubt about that.
We started out as a singing group. We didn't have much success. So then we figured we got the youngest one of us to get in the ring. You know? That's Andy? No, that's David.
Oh, David, right.
David Sears. That's about it, folks.
Hey, a few words from you, Andy?
I really don't have that much to say. You've more or less said it all, Bert.
Would you like to hear one of our little tunes?
Yeah. Do big up.
Oh, you are my sunshine,
Son,
my only sunshine.
Andy. I have to get away from that. That's about it.
Well, the Marvelettes, they're not, but let's take a look at the tail of the tape. David Sears with the height advantage over Willard Pop Nance. The weight is exactly the same, and Sears with the 5-inch reach advantage. And the records in the ring, David Sears 2 years younger than Pop Nance. Nance with a little more experience, 6-4-1. David Sears undefeated 8-0 with 5 knockouts. So we go upstairs into the ring. Ring announcer Ed Darien.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ice World here in Totowa, New Jersey, for this evening's Super Fights of the Month, which is being promoted by Main Event Productions. Is approved and sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Commission. The former heavyweight champion of the world, the Honorable Jersey Joe Walcott Commissioner. Robert W. Lee and Nick D. Balistreri, Deputy Commissioners. The physicians in attendance at ringside this evening, Chief Physician Dr. Herbert E. Cassidy, along with Dr. Joseph Nazareth. The 3 scoring judges, Harold Letterman, Charles Spina, and Paul Cavalier. The timekeeper to bell is Roosevelt Gilbert, counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Paul Venti. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 8-round light heavyweight bout, referee Joe Cortez. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the gold trunks with the red trim, he is weighing in at an even 175 pounds. This gentleman hails from Trenton, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Pop Nance. Nance. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim, he too is weighing in at an even 175 pounds. This young man hails from the Howard Beach section of Queens, New York. Boxing fans, here is David Sears. Sears.
Well, you both know the rules of New Jersey State Athletic Commission, and I'm here to enforce them. When I say break, I want you both to break clean. If there's a knockdown, the fighter scoring the knockdown must go to the farthest neutral corner, and you stay there until I signal you out. Fighter going down must take the mandatory 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule has been waived in this state. But your low punches, your kidney punches, and your rabbit punches. I don't want any fouling. I don't want any rough tactics. I don't want to take any rounds away or disqualify anybody. Any questions? All right, shake hands. Come out fighting at the bell.
So the final instructions from referee Joe Cortez. Light heavyweight scheduled for 8. This is David Sears, 23 years of age at 6'1", 175 out of Howard Beach, Queens, 8-0 with 5 knockouts. And he is opposed by Pop Nance, who turned 25 today at 5'6", 175 out of Trenton, New Jersey. Nance in the gold with the red trim. Sears in the dark blue with the white trim. Nance at 6'4" and 1 with 3 knockouts. Capacity crowd here at Ice World, about 2,500 on hand. And as you will hear, will be a very vocal crowd throughout the evening festivities. We're glad you can be with us here on Super Fights of the Month.
Steve, have you seen the neck on Pop Vance? He looks like a tackle with a local high school team. His neck must be at least 18. Now, when a fighter has a big neck like that, he presumably should be able to take quite a wallop.
And
let's see what happens.
Sears going right after him, and Pop Nance with that fire hydrant frame is described by Arthur McKenny. He likes to work inside. He looks and fights like a fellow by the name of Joe Frazier, and he does fight out of a crouch.
Now, that was the kind of a left hook that Joe Frazier hit Ali with in the first fight at Madison Square Garden, which I had the privilege to referee. He throws a very good left hook.
David Sears with the distinct height advantage. He is a boxer puncher. He says, I can box when I have to, but when I need it, I have the punch to take anybody out. He says, I used to fight like an Irishman, and I used to lose my temper. Now as a pro, as opposed to amateurs, I've learned to settle down. We'll see. He's in his 9th pro fight. He's 8-0.
Well, it doesn't seem that 7-inch in height means very much to Nance, because he's moving right in. You notice that. He's a body puncher, an inside puncher, as you said earlier.
Won 5 Golden Glove titles. His opponent tonight, David Sears in the blue, a very impressive amateur career at 50-5. Won the New York Golden Gloves, 178-pound title in 1981. And of course, the big subplot surrounding David Sears is the fact that his co-manager is the actor Burt Young, nominated for Best Supporting Actor in 1976 for his role in the original Rocky, portraying Rocky's brother-in-law, Paulie. Under a minute remaining in the first round, scheduled for 8.
I had the pleasure of meeting Burt Young this afternoon, and believe me, he's a dead ringer for Tony Galento, the ex-heavyweight, roly-poly kind of a guy. Very, very nice fellow.
Very down-to-earth, personable, and very nervous when his man David Sears is in the ring.
Now, Pop Nance has a nasty habit, and I don't like that when I'm refereeing, to hit behind the neck in the clinch. Now, that really should be stopped, because that can take its toll on a fighter.
Approaching 20 seconds remaining in round 1. Light heavyweights, Pop Nance in the gold, David Sears in the blue, Joe Cortez, the third man in the ring. This is Sears' second appearance here on Super Fights. He knocked off Harry Savage back on September the 22nd. And 5 seconds remaining as we head for the bell here in round 1. And we'll follow David Sears into his corner. Manager Lou Duva, trainer, helping things out.
4 punches at a time. You understand? Not one, 4. You gotta hit him with a couple. That was the example. 2 jabs, back him up, bing, bing. Understand? Back him up, keep him backing up. Then you drop the right on him, left hand underneath. 2 jabs, right hand over, left hand back underneath. All right? Mix up your jabs. No single jab. Couple jabs, triple jabs. Mix them up your jabs. You come right over is fine back, okay? Boom, boom, boom. You're moving on the side now. Okay, fine.
Round number 2 of the scheduled 8-round
It seems quite coincidental that both corners told them to jab. Of course, jab's the most effective punch in boxing. Lou Duva told his man Sears, jab, you've got a great jab, keep throwing it, and move to your right and left. And with Pop Nance, they says, couple of jabs, step to your right and throw the right. And he's doing it.
All right, round 2 scheduled for 8. These lead heavyweights. In New Jersey, the scoring by the round system, the supplemental 5-point must system in the event of a draw. No 3 knockdown rule. It's waived here in the Garden State. A fighter can be saved by the bell only in the last round. And the bout now is scored by 3 judges. The referee, Joe Cortez, not involved in the balloting.
Another change they made, Steve, I would notice because I'm a referee, is they changed the uniform of the referees from gray to blue. A blue shirt, black tie, and navy blue pants, which is very, very attractive.
Well, Joe Cortez looks good in blue. And David Sears as well in the blue trunk. that conversation in Sears' corner was mix things up.
I like Sears' jab. It's very, very quick, very sharp. As a matter of fact, Nance is bleeding now from the mouth because when he returned to his corner in the last round, he had blood on his white mouth.
And you see co-manager, actor Burt Young, lower left-hand portion of your screen. You know, he was 14-0 as a light heavyweight. Now he's a heavy in the movies. Young says Sears is a really nice kid. I hate to see him get hit. I like it when he puts his opponent away fast. He is a real rooter, and look at that expression, hitting the teeth.
He looks just like Paulie and Rocky, all right.
He does with that hat.
Right, I mean, here tonight he looks like Paulie. Nance has a very tricky way of clinching. He makes the fighter look very awkward. He had him in a headlock then.
Pop Nance celebrating his birthday. He'd like to give himself a little birthday present here with a victory. Looking for his 7th pro win against the undefeated David Sears, who's 8-0. 45 seconds and counting here, round 2. Said before that Pop Nance likes to work out of a crouch. He's trying to lunge. That's his attack against David Sears. How do you think it's working?
Well, I tell you, it seems to me, if you'll notice, Nance always bends over to the right, and he's vulnerable to the left jab, and David Sears knows it. And he should do it more frequently. Cut him up with that jab.
Nance, meanwhile, managed by William Robb and Kenny Wagner Sr. Heading for the bell. So that is the end of round 2, scheduled for 8, these light heavyweights. Good look at Willard Pop Nance.
All right, Pop. You got to be a little more busier, okay? Come on, breathe. All right, again, come on. Come on. Okay, all right. You're looking good. You're more relaxed. Now, you're too too tight. Try to loosen up a bit. Jab up to the body, get that head down, and then come back. Jab to the body, hook to the head. You ain't trying to right hand. Come on, breathe. All right.
This guy, just like another one of them guys in the gym, Pop. Sit. You hear me? Here. Now, once you got done, take him out. You take this guy out. You make him you're thinking. You got to think. But you throw one punch and stop him. Come back with something. You got to throw the hook to the body, right hand to the body, left hook to the jaw.
Pop Nance looking for that extra breath of fresh air. The prevailing opinion there was that he was too tight.
Yeah, they asked him to relax, and it's very true. Relax, you're too tight, you're going to throw more punches. The only way you can win a fight is to throw punches. You can't throw one and clinch, throw one and clinch. You've got to keep the hands moving.
All right, Arthur Mercetti, round 3, scheduled for 8. David Sears hugging Pop Nance, and now Joe Cortez goes to work. Sears with the height advantage. Last fight, November the 20th, beat Jamie Olatunde in an 8-round decision in Atlantic City. Before that, he decisioned Harry Savage on Super Fights. 3 fights ago, his only previous appearance here at Ice World in Totowa, he KO'd Kevin Miner in the first round. That was back in July.
Now, if Nance, Steve, would listen to his corner, he would be a much better fighter. All he does is throw one, and he comes in, and his purpose is to hold. You're not going to win a fight holding. There it is. He threw one punch and clinched. If you'll notice that, he does it throughout the whole fight.
A chopping right to the ribs of Sears that really didn't do that much damage. Nance's last fight was in November. He beat Ali Muhammad on December the 6th. And in October, he knocked off T. Carpenter, knocked him out in the 3rd round in Clinton.
Joe Cortez, the referee, did warn him for holding too much and for hitting in the back of the head. And that was the right thing to do. He's got to open this fight up. The referee could be very instrumental in making a fight successful by exactly admonishing the fighters and telling them what they're doing wrong.
Now here's an exchange in the center of the ring. And Cortez has to bust him loose. A lot of clinching.
David Sears is becoming very annoyed, and he's pulling the same stuff himself to retaliate, to get back at him. He's got to keep his cool. If he doesn't, he could lose a fight like this.
He seems to be crossing Nance up from time to time, and now the crowd beginning to get on these two young men.
find out what it was, but I would say I would bet it's for holding and hitting behind the head. Dirty tactics.
Seem to be employed by Pop Nance in the gold trunks. You see 25 seconds left in the third round. Another hugging affair.
The fans are really down on Nance. The fans are booing him for the same reason.
Nance working very closely, close quarters with David Sears, trying not to give him any room. So round 3 concludes.
Your attention, please. Referee Joe Cortez.
Here comes the announcement.
Taking 1 round and 2 points away from Pop Nance for constant holding.
There you go.
That's exactly right.
Constant holding is the call.
For constant holding.
So the round taken from Nance.
You hit him with the 1-2, hit him with the hook. After the 1-2, hit him with the hook.
Let's see if we can take a closer look and illustrate the foul play.
Yeah, you'll see some of the dirty tactics, and Joe Cortez did the right thing. He'll hit you while holding. He'll hit you behind the head. He'll even try to rub his head up against yours. Sears is totally annoyed and frustrated by all this.
We'll pick up on Sears.
Sears threw a terrific right hand as he was attempting to throw that left hook, and there was a good counterpunch.
That was action from round 3. This is round 4, scheduled for 8 light heavyweights, and once again, they come right together in the crowd. Well, we said at the outset, there'll be a lot of booing, there'll be a lot of cheering, but there will be a lot of noise here in Ice World. This is really a throwback to the old fighting clubs that we used to have in the world of boxing.
As that round just opened, Sears made a very bad mistake. He came out and led with the right like throwing a baseball. However, it did land. In that case, it worked, but it's very dangerous.
Well, Nance looking to frustrate David Sears. Throws that one punch, then he goes into the clinch.
David Sears is very, very fair-skinned, if you'll notice. Notice his back. How his back is all irritated and almost has lacerations. Now, there was a butt.
And Nance is shaken up.
The referee has gone to the corner to see what's wrong. He claims it's a butt, but there's no cut. But there is a swelling.
There's a bump above the right eye of Pop Nance in the gold trunks. A big bump.
That's Nance's own fault for leading with his head.
There's a wild miss by Pop Nance. The quickness of David Sears, he's able to elude. And a right crush by Sears that nailed Nance right on the face.
Nance is grimacing. He's hurt. He doesn't want to continue. He thinks there's blood there, but there's no blood.
Absolutely no blood, and he wants a timeout. Cortez says, let's go.
All right, if he doesn't want to come out, he loses the fight on a technical knockout.
Lou Duva in Sears' corner is yelling to Sears, come on over and fight. And he does just that. He goes right after Pop Nance. That was unusual. Nance just trying to hold on for dear life here in round 4, at least get through the round so they could take a look at that bump over the eye.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not that bad of a bump. It might hurt an awful lot, but if they have that end swell, that little iron, they'll iron it right out, you won't even see it if they're good trainers in the corner a second.
It might just seem amplified in his mind. There's a right cross by Sears to the face of Pop Nance. Glancing blow.
I have a feeling that Nance wants out of this fight. He's making all kinds of excuses.
Gestures to Joe Cortez. Bert Young looking on, the co-manager of David Sears. Very pensive look.
He looks very pleased. He looks very pleased, however. He knows that Sears is winning fights.
Sears looking to make it 9-0. 15 seconds and counting here in round 4. No, this isn't a movie. That's not Paulie. This isn't Rocky. This is the real thing.
I have a feeling that Nance will not want to come out in this round.
Heading for the bell. Round 4 ends. It'll be interesting to see what happens now as Joe Cortez pops in on Pop Nance.
I don't think he wants to continue.
You're going to dog it on me, are you?
You can hear his second saying you're not going to dog it on me.
That was an accidental butt. Buffalo was coming in.
Can you see? Can you see?
No, my eyes big.
Want me to stop the fight then?
Can't see?
Oh,
Can you see?
I can't see blurry.
Okay.
Can't see?
I got to stop in the fight then. I want to protect you. That was an accidental butt. Buffalo was coming in.
Bob, what can we do?
You can't see. I got to stop the fight. I'm stopping it. That's it. All right.
Well, that's it. You could say the expression on Pop Nance's face kind of torn between, should I stop it or shouldn't I? He said, I couldn't see clearly. The ringside physicians, Dr. Herbert Cassidy and Dr. Joseph Nazareth, presiding. All right. Earlier in the last round, round 4, as you look at the victor, David Sears, the apparent headbutt that started all the problems.
Well, we said it earlier in the fight that it would be probably happening because the way he leads with his head first. And this is what created this butt. It was his own fault.
All right, they both issue a complaint. Mostly, it is Pop Nance who is upset.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Steve. That's where it happened. He started to make that facial grimace. All right, now you can see that he's at fault. He's leading with his head. He's clinching, and he happened to be hit on the head. Their both heads collided, and now he's complaining. Now, in a case like this, what he should have done is just dance back, retreat until he feels better. He shouldn't have done what he did.
So it is all over. David Sears records the TKO. He is 9-0 with 6 knockouts, and it's a very disappointing night for Pop Nance, who said between rounds, you could hear him say, I can't see clearly. Here, the doctor presiding over Pop Nance, and
now, Steve, you and I had the feeling that he would not come out for the round. And it was right. You could tell that he was just building up to how he was going to quit.
so on Pop Nance's 25th birthday, does not give himself a birthday present. Not a happy birthday for Pop Nance, but it is a happy night for David Sears, remaining unbeaten. So with that, we'll get the official word from ring announcer Ed Darien.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to impaired vision sustained to Principal Pop Nance, referee Joe Cortez stops this bout at the end of the 4th round, and a winner by a TKO and still undefeated, David Sears.
23-year-old David Sears out of Howard Beach, Queens, just down the road from Vito Antuomo, the former world middleweight champion, continues his rise up the light heavyweight ladder. Now 9-0, 6 by knockout TKO. Ruled at the end of 4 over Willard Pop Nance, who falls to 6-5-1. There goes Pop Nance out of your picture. And David Sears, to the happiness of actor Burt Young, is the winner.
That's right. And Steve, no fighter wants to win the way David Sears won tonight. He wanted a nice, clean, clear-cut victory. And it was a bad fight for David Sears insofar as Nance just wanted to get in there and hit him with one punch and knock him out. Hit and hold, hit and hold. And that's it.
Sears is now 2-0 on Super Fights, and he is standing by with our Dick Landis. Dick?
Okay, thanks very much, Steve and Arthur. Here is David Sears, the fellow we talked about before the bout, and we said that this could be a severe test for him tonight. Could we label that a severe test?
I don't think he wanted to fight. He kept holding on. Every time he came at me, he threw a wild punch and then grabbed. It really was a bad fight.
Well, the thing I wanted to ask you, do you think he was in shape? Do you think this blurred vision thing was an excuse?
I felt him breathing heavy from the second round on. He wasn't in shape. He wasn't ready to fight. He was looking for an excuse.
So it is tough to try and fight somebody like that who wants to hold and grab.
Yeah, it makes me look bad. You know, the crowd boos me. I can't get my punches off. That's what happens. Sometimes people say it's easy to fight someone clumsy like that, but it's much harder to fight someone like that than an orthodox fighter. Because you never know what to expect from a guy like that. He's going to throw one from the ceiling, he's going to grab you. It's hard to fight a guy like that.
Well, he was saying blurred vision, you bumped heads.
Well, we did bump heads, but I think he just wanted to quit. I see fine.
You look fine. David, your last 2 fights previous to this one tonight, they were decisions. Is that pretty much going to be the case? Decisions? Are you going to have to really punch to win?
Yeah, I think I come down off my feet more and start punching heavy. And it'll take time, but I'll get there. You know, these are all learning fights for me. And I'll gradually get that punch that I want.
As a light heavyweight, as you look ahead, what do you see? You're now 9-0, undefeated. Who are you looking at?
They told me at the end of the year, if it's going just as we planned, it will probably be picking name fighters at the end of the year.
Do you feel you're ready for a name fighter?
Yes, I'm coming along fine. I was just in California for 3 weeks training with Chris Schwanke, number 17 light heavyweight in the world, and I did better than hold my own, so I think so.
Let's take a look at the replay, David, over here on the monitor. And when you see that replay, give me a little play-by-play.
Well, see, I was trying to jam, but he kept going on. He was much smaller than me, so it was hard. So I was trying to, there we must have bunched heads. It was hard. He kept, he's grabbing. I should have just pushed him off, but I didn't want to get caught with a wild shot while I was pushing him away.
Very muscular guy. They say he looks like Joe Frazier, fights like him. Did that bother you when you heard that talk?
No, everyone has someone they fight like. No, I don't think so.
Well, David, I wish you the best. You did not have a test tonight. You really didn't have a good bout. You really couldn't show your stuff. But I wish you the best, and I'm sure we'll see you again on Super Fights.
Okay.
Next time, the big Irish kid. He's undefeated. Back to Steve and Arthur.
All right, thank you very much, Dick.